Welcome to today's digital market open on the NEO exchange. And I got to say, an extremely exciting market open for us because we are welcoming a company called Base Carbon. And Base Carbon is a company that is looking at developing projects focusing on the reduction of carbon or greenhouse gas emissions, to use another term, and also combined with that, generating carbon credits.
When we think about listing, we think about where we wanted to list from a NEO perspective. NEO was the right place for us. And really, Jos brought off the word innovation, and innovation is so key to what we're doing. Notwithstanding voluntary carbon markets have been around for 20 years, the financialization of voluntary carbon and bringing these businesses into the public markets is the innovation. And the partnership with NEO has the duality of the advancedness and looking forward to how markets will evolve and pushing that front, but paired with and tempered with the experience and the rigor that a traditional exchange brings. So that duality is what attracted us to NEO, where we couldn't be more pleased to partner with them.
What is absolutely exciting to do is to present you with something very unique. A very unique piece of art is what we would like to offer you, that we commissioned through our partnership with the Ontario College of Art and Design University.
My name is Jason Zante, and I am a Filipino-Canadian multidisciplinary artist. I specialize in illustration work, custom artworks, and also mural installations. My body of work focuses on the use of bold and vibrant colors, which I use as a form of visual language to communicate the emotions of the narrative in focus. My work combines free-flowing abstract shapes with realistic elements as an interplay between what is real and also fantasy. For me, I love to infuse my work with visual metaphors, and some of the themes that I focus into my artwork would be everyday leisure, Philippine culture, and also surreal and ethereal-like landscapes. This artwork that I created for Base Carbon was really inspired by the company's motto, which showcases the elements of the air, sea, and earth. In this artwork, I really wanted to kind of showcase how our environment is something that is beautiful. Here in the far distance, the mountains emulate the trunks of trees. And as we know it, trees are natural purifiers of CO2, and they serve as vital physical beings representing life and growth. Here, they are structures that ground and cleanse the air of impurities, nourishing all that lives. And the water here is depicted with golden hues to symbolize the richness of life it sustains and creates. And this artwork strives to captivate the viewer in hopes of protecting the beauty of our natural surroundings and by capturing the essence of our awe-inspiring earth.
This is an absolutely beautiful piece of art, truly, and it's thoughtful. I really like it, and we'd love to figure out a way that we can maybe incorporate some of the art into our website or into our deck or something like that with our team. So we'd love to reach out with you through the NEO and have that partnership. Fundamentally, Base is a pretty simple company. We're capital allocators to the upstream voluntary carbon markets. And as we talked about in the intro, while voluntary carbon feels novel to public markets, it's a marketplace that's been around for the last 20 years. The voluntary markets are fundamentally different, but inextricably linked to the compliance markets. So when you think about compliance, you think about cap and trade, you think about EU ETS. Voluntary markets are really driven from primarily corporate initiatives to move to a net zero target. We see major companies every day coming out with new net zero targets. And the question is, how do they get to net zero? Some of them can reduce their carbon footprint, but a large part of that carbon footprint can't be reduced. It needs to be offset. That's where we come in. We're capital allocators, I said. We finance and we develop upstream projects. So some examples of that could be distributing cook stoves in rural jurisdictions where families are still cooking over wood fire. It reduces the amount of carbon emitted into the atmosphere, which is our economic widget, but it also improves the lives of those families. It reduces respiratory disease. It reduces the amount of time families need to spend away from their home collecting firewood. We also currently are working on afforestation, reforestation projects. Really simply said, we're planting trees, whether it be on degraded land or on land that didn't have trees before, but we're recreating an environment that's similar to the jurisdiction that those lands are in. When you think about that, and you think about both of these, it's really the duality of profit and purpose. There's an economic engine, and there's a reason that we're doing this for our shareholders, and it's profitable, and their equity-like rates of return, and they're underwritable projects, very much like any other natural resource company. But it's also, it's good to plant a tree, makes us feel good. It's good to distribute a cook stove. In engaging in this business, and as we thought about building this business, there's a couple of key precepts and fundamental tenets that we wanted to focus on. Number one is experience. Our group is, my background is as a portfolio manager. Our team is experienced in public markets and governing businesses. Across our team, we have 80 years of managing money. We've managed over $15 billion. We've sat in over 13 C-suite roles and over 13 board of director roles, discrete and different. What we recognized, though, within carbon is that none of us had as we were building this, had carbon experience, and we went out and we needed to find that. We needed to find that with deep experience. We worked with Bruce Tozer, who's one of our directors and on our board, and we found an organization based out of London, UK, called HCBL, which we now own 49.9% of. We're engaged in a staged acquisition, and HCBL brings an incredible amount of carbon experience to the table. They've developed, managed, underwritten over 40 discrete carbon projects, and they have over 40 years of experience just amongst their senior management team alone. Phil Hardwick, who's the CEO of HCBL, is our COO, and as we integrate HCBL in our business, HCBL is base and Bache is HCBL. So fundamentally, we have the experience to capture this opportunity. We know what we're doing. We know how to manage risk, and we know how to do it in public markets. We've got a very robust pipeline of over 50 carbon opportunities at various stages of development and various stages of evaluation that we're actively working through. We've announced our first capital allocation into a cook stove project in Rwanda with a partner called Del Agua. We're going to distribute about 250,000 cook stoves. And we have further disclosure in our listing statement that investors can look at, and people can look forward to further news releases as projects get executed with our project partners.
Very excited about your listing. Congratulations again to you, to your entire team, and all those that made today possible. And with that, we end, sadly, this great Market Open event. And we wish you an incredible journey going forward.